We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are ready for a super motivating and satisfying extreme deep clean with me. If you follow me on Instagram or if you saw my last video, I told you guys that I was going to be cleaning a very neglected old farmhouse. My friend and his wife recently just purchased this home and it all kind of happened faster than expected. So the previous owners did not clean the whole house before leaving. In fact, they cleaned none of the house. So my friends are busy packing and selling their current home, and they also have a small toddler and no time to really get in here and do it. So I came in after work for 3 nights to get it as clean as possible for them to move into without having to worry about the mess. So to give you a quick background on the house, there are barns, pens, stalls, and all kinds of stuff outside where they kept chickens, llamas, goats, exotic birds, and all kinds of other animals. They also had somewhere around 7 dogs and 6 cats inside the home. They didn't clean inside on a regular basis, and it definitely showed. There's hair, dust, dirt, and everything imaginable that hasn't been dealt with for probably years inside, and that's what I'll be tackling here. So like I said, I spent 3 evenings cleaning and I have a lot of footage, so this will probably be a 2 or 3 part series, so make sure you're subscribed before you go so you don't miss out on any of the updates. So there's a full bath that is right off of the kitchen, and that's where I started. I kind of thought about taking this house section by section because it is a big house and I knew it was going to take me a lot of time. So I took my degreaser and went ahead and sprayed everything down and gave it a few minutes to kind of set and do its work. And then I just kind of went in. So like I said, everything was pretty gnarly. It was, you know, dirty, dusty. There was dog hair everywhere. Every time I tried to wipe a spot, I was cleaning it, but there was also dog hair left behind. I swear I probably went back and cleaned the same thing probably 3 or 4 times in each room, but I was definitely not hurting anything by cleaning it twice because it absolutely needed it. So I also brought some of my own things over to clean with, and I also purchased some new things as well. I did stop and get some new scrubbers. I got a new bucket, and I also picked up this other cleaner. I've seen it before, but I've never used it, and I think it's called Pine Allen. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I'll show it to you here in just a second. It smells amazing and it does a really good job, and it's really inexpensive, and I probably use this over everything in that house. After I used the degreaser on things, I would go back and re-clean it with that just to give it a good smell and make sure that everything was nice and clean. And also, I'm going to show you a real life moment here. So like I said, I purchased this bucket. I took that in and I want to fill it up with this bright pink cleaner, and look, there's a hole in it. I died. I was like, oh my God, this is just my luck. So we got that cleaned up, and because that was the only bucket that I had to just go and find whatever I could to finish that room, and I just found a glass in the kitchen, went ahead and used that. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the bathroom now, and then I'll pop back in when I head into the kitchen.
The only
sometimes, but you're making me nervous. Now I've realized that I can't live without you. All my friends reassure that it's obvious, and that maybe I'm wasting my time, but I gotta try. The only reason I keep sneaking out at night to laugh with you in secret under city lights. Surprised you never had the guts to figure out how I feel about you. Wish me the best of luck, I'm gonna win your love. Coming to get you, dying to feel your touch. Wish me the best of luck, coming to get you. Wish me the best of luck, trying to steal your hand. Coming to get you, coming to get you, coming to get you. Coming to get you. The only reason I keep sneaking out at night, keep wishing you would kiss me under city lights. I know you feel it every time I look at you. How I feel about you. Wish me the best of luck, I'm gonna win your love. Coming to get you, dying to feel your touch. Wish me the best of luck, coming to get you. Wish me the best of luck, trying to steal your hand. Coming to get you, coming to get you, coming to get you. Coming to get you.
So now it's the next day, and I went ahead and started on this room that's right off of the kitchen. This is kind of where you walk into from this side door, and I'm not really quite sure what they used it as, but it was definitely in need of some help. I went ahead and decided to start with the windows, and the longer that I cleaned these windows, the more I realized how bad they were. I literally spent 3 hours just on these front 3 windows, but they desperately needed it. It's one of those things that people, I don't think, really think about when they either move or move into a home. These windows were horrible. They just had, I had to clean them like 3 times each, plus vacuuming out all the dirt and the hair and the stink bugs and the bees and everything that was in there. And also, I actually picked up a window cleaner with vinegar. I don't know why I thought that that would clean these really well, but I absolutely hated it. I ended up going back and getting my sprayway and finishing the rest of the windows with that. I don't know if you guys use this vinegar cleaner, if you enjoy it or not. I definitely didn't, but I can confidently say that I left this house with some clean windows.
Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright.
So I could definitely give you guys about 3 hours of window cleaning footage, but I was not going to do that to you. I went ahead and moved on into the kitchen afterwards, and because the top of the cabinets are open, this is what they looked like. This is the top of the microwave, and you can see the top of the refrigerator there. I went ahead and got all of that vacuumed and wiped up, and then I moved down and used my degreaser all over the cabinets and let that work its magic. Because it is the kitchen, you know, the grease and everything else in there was going to be bad, so I had to pretty much take a lot of my time here in the kitchen. We all know that the kitchen takes the longest, and this case was no exception. So I went ahead and got all of the dust and everything up that I could, and then I went ahead and started scrubbing everything down from top to bottom, and that includes all of the appliances. You'll see how dirty everything was, and I honestly just had to get everything as clean as I possibly could. And because this home is a little bit older, some things were harder, but this little addition here, I think that it was built in the 90s, they said. I'm not sure. But the home itself, I believe, was built in 1947. So a lot of the woodwork and everything was kind of hard to clean because they had dogs and they scratched a lot. Anytime I tried to clean some of the door frames and everything, the wood would start to chip off. So I didn't want to mess anything up. But like I said, I had to get in there and get as much of the stuff cleaned as possible.
I'm unstoppable. I'm a bullet out of a gun. Feel invincible. I shine brighter than the sun. See it slip away as things go back to gray. I fall from grace. Imaginary, unattainable lies that make you heavy. Where am I going? Where am I coming from? Living in my daydreams. Thought that I was strong. Thought I could fight this off.
So if you've lasted this far through the video, we're about halfway done, and I want to say thank you so much for coming and watching my video today. If this is your first time to my channel, Please go ahead and hit subscribe if you like what you're seeing. I do all kinds of videos on cleaning, decluttering, lifestyle, homemaking, and I would love for you to stick around and be a part of my YouTube family. So if you've made it this far, I want you to go ahead and go in the comments and leave me your favorite emoji. And if this is your first time here and you're subscribing today, go ahead and introduce yourself to me in the comments. That way I can come and welcome you personally. So now we're going to go ahead and get on into the rest of the kitchen. Believe me, there's a lot more to see. So I'm going to go ahead and tackle this beautiful window that is right behind the sink. There's actually a koi pond right outside that window and it's beautiful. I do have some footage that I will end up showing you probably in the last video of the outside, and it's got all of these beautiful barns and artwork, etc. out there. You guys are going to love it, but I'm going to go ahead and leave you to some more cleaning motivation and some more awesome music.
Baby, it's a big dark world. You don't need to know about that. Don't need to know about that. I'll protect you with my lies. You don't need to know about that. Don't need to know about that. Just let me love you. 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 Someday you will meet the one who will put you on a throne, will put you on a throne. And I will go out on my own to see the world again. But until then, just let me love you. 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 Just let me love you.
As you can see, the oven was in desperate need of some help, and I actually went back and cleaned that twice. I started with spraying my degreaser all in there and letting that set while I cleaned off the counter, and then I went back in with an SOS pad and scrubbed as much as I could, and I actually went and wiped it out and did it all over again just to try to get it as clean as I possibly could. I know that they were getting some new appliances delivered in just a few weeks, but you still don't want to try to cook anything in there. I mean, it was nasty. So I went ahead and got that as clean as I possibly could. That way when they came in, they wouldn't wouldn't have to worry about it. And then I went ahead and moved on to all of the surface areas, and I tried to clean anything that I saw. To be honest with you, with that many animals inside the house, pretty much everything was dirty. So I tried to wipe down anything and everything that I could see. And as far as the refrigerator, I did wipe down the outside, but because I forgot my little step stool, I couldn't really reach much. So make sure that you're subscribed and you have your notification bell on, because in the next video, I will have all of that in there. And believe me, that is extremely satisfying. You're not going to want to miss it. So again, I took the degreaser and sprayed everything down and then went back over it with that multi-purpose cleaner just to make sure that I got any residue up and everything smelled nice and fresh.
Down for the long run now. Red Corvette and my drop top down. Calling up my digits in my Motorola, and I'm speeding like I robbed someone. Falling and I'm a whip, yeah. Out in fast, going hard in the pit, yeah. I still ball in the pitch, yeah. Something wrong with the picture. Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why. Why you need to lie? Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why. Why? How do you get by? Way longer than I'm used to. You started hanging with a new crew, talking to my friends like that's something that I'm used to. I never cashed else, I just wanted him to lose you. Damn, puffing on that bullshit Uncle Sam's. Who'da thought that he would understand? And I just never fall out, I just wanna win. I'm in it for the long run, I do this on my fam. Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why. Why you need to lie? Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why.
So one of the last things that I did before the end of this evening was go ahead and sweep up this front area. And again, I just took this all in sections, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's like dirt and hair and maybe hay. I'm not really quite sure. Like I said, they had a ton of animals outside, and you just never really know. And I also hate to keep saying how filthy this house was, because it is of no fault of my friends. They just purchased this house and it was left like this, and I felt so horribly bad. So I really wanted to try and get as much of this stuff cleaned up as I possibly could. So I went ahead and did that front area there, and then I moved into this smaller section of the kitchen, and then over to the opposite side of the kitchen is like another little dining nook area with this really beautiful built-in desk. And that took me forever to clean too, because it was so intricate with all of its little parts and drawers and nooks and crannies. But I wanted to go ahead and make sure I got all of this swept up, because I was going to be coming back in and out over the next couple of days, and I just didn't want to keep tracking it throughout the house. And then I went ahead and wiped down the sink, because I had been dumping out bucket after bucket after bucket of dirty water from wiping down all of those cabinets and surface areas.
too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. I know you don't wanna face it. You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up please. We're gonna get over this. I see the smoke in the mirrors. I'm holding the key, one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flames. I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please?
So the last thing that I did before leaving on this night was go ahead and finish sweeping up this side of the kitchen and dining room. Because the bedrooms and the living room had all just had the original wood floors refinished, I wasn't able to get to those parts of the house on this night, but I knew that the next day I could go in and start cleaning those areas, and I did not want to track any of this dirt and dust in there. But I've got a lot more house for you to see and a lot more cleaning to do. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel, and it also lets me know what you guys like to see. Like I said, I asked you guys about this on Instagram, and every one of you said that you were dying to see this video. So I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave too, and turn your notification bell on. That way you don't miss the next few episodes of this farmhouse cleaning series. I really appreciate you guys coming by today, and as always, I love you and I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a